Hi, this video is for the study on the influence of political agreement and sanctions effectiveness. Uh, in this study, I define economic sanctions as Barber did in 1979. Economic sanctions are measures directed to political objective. And when we look at the literature on economic sanctions, we see three different phases. The first phase started by Galtung's work in 1970s, and Galtung's says that economic sanctions are ineffective foreign policy tools, basically. And then the second phase starts from 1970s to late 1990s until the dissolution of Soviet Union. And the third phase started in 1990s and is still ongoing right now. And uh, one of the most hot debate in this field is about whether unilateral or multilateral sanctions are more effective. This study looks at unilateral economic sanctions and looks at the level of domestic political agreement within the decision makers in the sender state and looking at the influence of economic sanctions on the target state. So here, this is a ongoing work. So I have three hypotheses. Some of my hypotheses are multilateral level, but this work is assessing unilateral level. My first hypothesis is the high levels of political agreements uh, uh, shared by crucial actors are more effective. Higher levels of political agreement on demands within the sender state are associated with more positive economic sanctions. And the third one is lower levels of political agreement on sanctions demand within sender states are associated with effective economic sanctions. So this study focuses more on the second hypothesis. Here I use formal modeling, and I have two main model. One is the model without opposition, and the second model is with the opposition. And here green colors shows the opposition decisions in the game tree. And in the first model, I have two main players, S1 and S2. S1 is the sender, and S2 is the target state. And those are the hypotheses. Those are the payoffs that we have here, and here the game ends. Here the game ends, and here we need to look at the U1 and U2 and compare it with the A1 minus A, and then for this we need to get Bayesian probabilities, and this one is the cumulative distribution function CDF, but this is for simple, just for illustration, and then this is the Bayesian probability, and I got my Bayesian probabilities from this CDF table, and here those are the steps that I got. The probability of government, IS means imposing economic sanctions given sanctions are threatened at first, and then government impose economic sanction, probability of government imposing economic sanction, and then probability of government imposing economic sanction given sanctions are threatened. And then those are the other strategy probabilities. And then I use TICE dataset for this formal modeling probabilities. And in the TICE dataset, TICE is a threat and imposition of economic sanctions dataset introduced by Morgan et al. In 2013, version 4. And here I got my probabilities, simplified probabilities. And then after I got those probabilities, I simply will plug them in the CDF table here. And then, so in the game tree, so considering the game with no opposition, government always chooses a strategy of imposing economic sanction only when minus A is smaller than U sub 1. So this is the first condition. And for the second condition, so this is the mixed strategy, should be smaller than 0. If it happens, then the government is indifferent between escalating the crisis, threatening the sanction from the de-escalating crisis, accepting the status quo. And then I plug the values from the table, and then I got this chart that shows the payoffs for players. And here U1 is the payoff for first player sender, U2 is the payoff for the second player target. And this is the graph, payoffs graph for the case where there is no opposition. And here we introduced opposition, the second model, and we have the case where opposition supports and where opposition does not support in CDF table. And then again, I use those probabilities that I got from Theis dataset, and then I plugged them in the CDF table, and I got my cumulative frequency probabilities here. And then now I got the probabilities when opposition supports, and then I got the and this is the payoff table for the two players when the opposition supports, and again U1 is for sender, U2 is for target, and then I looked at the probabilities when the opposition does not support, and then this time I get this result. And then overall, when I combined all three graphs that I got from the model, there is no opposition, and the model with the opposition, where opposition supports and where opposition opposes, and this is the overall result. So this shows that in sub-game perfect equilibrium condition, comparing the utilities obtained by the players, opposition by the players, target gets less payoff when the opposition does not support, and here target gets more opposition when the opposition does not support, and less opposition when the opposition supports. So this shows that when the government has a support from opposition, sanctions are more effective. Thank you.